Hello everyone. Today I'm so fortunate to be speaking with an endurance athlete, personal trainer, and my very good friend, Rob Hunt. Now this man is an extraordinary man. Our friendship has lasted for the last 4.5 years. I was actually introduced by your mum, and we've been working together with Isagenix, and I love this man so much. He's an endurance athlete, so already that is incredible in my world. Anybody who can do a 24-hour mountain bike ride is pretty awesome. But how about having done 17 24-hour mountain bike rides? I think that's awesome, but wait until you hear what he's got in store now. So it's my absolute pleasure to introduce you today to Rob Hunt. And I must say, the thing I love most about this man is the real deal. Thanks, Rob, for being here.
Thanks, Suzanne.
So I would really love to let's talk about what you're doing at the moment, because, as I said, it is awesome. And I'd love you to talk about how you have changed from tragedy, which when people go through a tragedy, often their heart closes, they shrink, they get smaller. And I've watched you in the last 4 years, rather than doing that, after going through something that would have taken most people down on their knees, your heart has expanded. Your compassion for everybody is extraordinary. And I just love being around you. Your light is shining so brightly, Rob. You're an extraordinary man.
Oh, thank you. So I've got a big event coming up, which I'm raising money and awareness for White Ribbon, which you know is my cause. And I've been training for the last 3 months to do a 12-hour non-stop stair climbing challenge at the Coogee stairs.
Can you just say that again? Can you just listen to what he just said?
So,
12-hour?
12-hour non-stop stair climbing challenge at the Coogee stairs down in South Coogee. So my goal is to complete the stairs without a break and to raise $20,000, which is going really well. Training so far has been really great, on par, and I guess to date I've already done over 1,000 ascents or sets of those stairs, which is about 45,000 vertical meters of climbing, about 5 trips up and down Everest.
That's
so
extraordinary.
Quite a lot. Yeah.
That's extraordinary. When you said that, five times up and down Everest, and you say it so glibly. I think we all need to just take a deep breath and listen to what you're saying, because it's awesome. It is extraordinary. It's not every day that you meet somebody like this. And he's my friend. I can't believe this. How lucky am I?
Yeah, it's been a really great thing. And, I'm so fortunate because, I was very lucky to meet yourself and Paul through my mum in the early days of my, beginning out on this journey. And if it wasn't for that, and if it wasn't for the support that I had, and obviously your amazing influence on nutrition, which has inspired me to go on and really learn a lot about the nutrition that we've got going through our bodies, that's really helped me in my challenge today and in my everyday life. Is a real blessing. So thank you.
So this challenge on Saturday, those stairs are actually called Stairway to Heaven, which is really such a perfect name for the stairs that you're climbing. And this was chosen so perfectly. You are an ambassador for the White Ribbon, and I'd love you to share your story, Rob.
Sure. So, my story, it's not an easy story to share. It's, my partner put me onto Isagenix, and she was someone I really trusted. She was an exercise scientist and passionate about nutrition, and I really valued her opinion. And when she saw my mum's journey with her weight loss, she decided to research the products, and she just come back with a really glowing appraisal of what they could do for my mum, and then why we should be using them as well. So, I decided to then embrace Isagenix, and 2 weeks after that, she passed away in a home invasion, where we had a situation through a stalker, a man she dated in a previous relationship, and he had some fairly unhealthy attitudes and actions towards women. But sadly, the police weren't in a position to do anything about him because he hadn't actually been convicted of any crimes in the past. So So she passed away, and I just knew at that point in time I had to make a difference. You know, it didn't take too long for me to realise that there was a big problem out there in regards to violence against women. It was happening more often than we care to realise. It's something like 1 call out every 2 minutes in Australia that police get for domestic violence, and clearly the vast majority of that's being done against women. So, you know, I was shocked when the counsellor I spoke to told me that 1 woman a week dies through domestic violence, and I just didn't think that would be even possible. And I just want to get out there and make a difference, and I want to make sure that Rachelle didn't lose her life for nothing. And, you know, I just do everything I can, and I spend the money that I've raised. It goes into the school programs that I'm very, you know, committed to and passionate about, because I really do believe that the education at the young level is where it's going to make a big difference for, you know, future generations. You know, like your daughter's having a baby, and if that's a young lady, you know, I want to hope she'll grow up in a world where she's safe and cared for, and doesn't even need to consider violence against women. You know, so that's what it's all about, and it's something I'm passionate about, and I'm hoping I'm making a difference.
And you're actually doing this 4 years to the day since Rachelle was murdered, aren't you?
Exactly. So the 16th of July is 4 years to the day, and it's been a tough anniversary in the last 3. One that I, you know, tend to just reflect on, and this time around I decided that I'd do something positive. And it won't be easy. I know it will be tough physically on the day, clearly. It's going to be a pretty rough day. But I think also emotionally and mentally it will be really challenging. But I do feel confident that I'm in a very strong place, physically and emotionally. And I've got fantastic support through friends, family, the Isagenix wider community. So I feel quite confident that I'll do well on the day.
Oh, I must say, everybody I've spoken to, we're all coming down to support you. I think there's talk of a barbecue, not that you can have a barbecue running up and down the stairs, but we're all going to be down. We're going to be there to support you. Some people are going to be running. These steps, I think it's really important for everyone to understand what he's going to do. These steps aren't just steps that are level, are they?
No, they're pretty unpleasant.
They are. I used to do them at the end of the Bondi walk, and just walk up, kind of walk up the stairs, and that was hard enough. But to do 12 hours constantly when they're uneven is amazing. And I know that the Isagenix community is all coming together to be there. You can have all kinds of people running with you.
Yeah.
And just before we started chatting, you were telling me about yesterday, because I saw on your Facebook about a young girl and her story. And I know there's been a lot of amazing stories through this experience of running these stairs, people who've been watching you. You've got a whiteboard at the bottom explaining what you're doing. Can you share the story of the little girl yesterday? I just loved that, and I'll try not to cry this time.
So I do have that whiteboard, and it does have, I changed the message on there depending on the day, and the message I had on the essay was talking about, you know, Rachelle's, you know, situation, how she passed away, home invasion, and what I'm doing. And it does get a lot of attention. And at this one point, there was a mother and a daughter, the daughter being probably somewhere between 5 and 6. I noticed as I was coming up and down the stairs that they were reading the whiteboard, and I thought, that's great, it's lovely they're seeing my message. And as I continued, they disappeared, and about an hour later they come back. And I was already at the top there, just about to turn around. I was just catching up with a friend who popped by to say hello. And she had a tulip, the young girl, and she dropped this tulip, put it next to the whiteboard. And it was such a beautiful thing to see, and I had to say thank you, obviously. And she then turned around and walked over to me with $10 and an apple. Oh. And she gave me this $10, and she gave me the apple. And you know, I was really touched because her mum said, "Look, that's her own money." You know, she said she went home when she read the whiteboard, and she emptied out her piggy bank and got the money together and brought it back. And she also said she hoped the apple would help me get through the last hour of my training session. And I was really touched by that, because I've had some really fantastic donations, and it doesn't matter if it's large or small, it all makes a difference. And to see that that young lady who's only 5 or 6, you know, is able to support me, it's a really great thing.
What an amazing lesson you've taught that little girl, that she's learnt something that, look, the world isn't always safe, but that you can also do something really great. And that's what you're doing. And she's watching you run up and down those stairs. Her mum's explained it to her, and then she's gone home and thought, how can I help him? And that's what's so wonderful. I know you're helping so many people through so many different ages, so many demographics, because unfortunately domestic violence is on the increase. I know that you said you're running for, is it the first 79
laps, yeah.
79 women last year were killed, murdered. Is that in New South Wales or the whole
That
of Australia?
was nationally.
Wow, that's a terrible statistic. Absolutely terrifying. So, you know, that's why I love you. Just this, from growing from such a horrendous tragedy, that you've turned this around. You're impacting so many people's lives, and you do this with Isagenix too.